Hello, everyone. I'm here with Sivan from a really cool company I'm very excited to hear about called Radd, and we're really happy to have her on. Sivan, so tell me about yourself a little bit. Tell me about your company. Let's hear what you guys do. Give me a little background on who you are. What did you start off with? Where have you worked before?
Okay, happy to be here. It's
Thank
great to talk to you today. So I'm the co-founder and CEO of Radd. It's an e-commerce platform that is basically allowing online brands to boost content creators via story-like video product reviews.
Interesting.
So,
What is that?
so basically we're allowing the brands to boost the power of the people, of the customers that are shopping on their stores
Mhm,
via product reviews that are a bit different. They're video based, so they look like the stories that we know from the social media.
mhm.
Only there are our independent technology integrated inside these stores, and now allowing the customers to upload reviews in a different format that's data driven, that's authentic, that can also be live broadcast. So that's a very cool new feature that we recently launched. And yeah, we're kind of alternating the way product reviews are displayed and measured and validated for online brands.
Wow, that's good. So first of all, what have you done before, and how did this idea come about?
Yeah, so actually I've been in content marketing for over 15 years now. So I've done a lot of content for startups and accelerators,
Yeah.
of course, Israel and globally. And I always felt like there's a need for a visually based way to boost content that can also be measured. So I felt like companies are spending a fortune on content, but they're not really measuring it. They don't really know what their content is actually doing for them conversion wise. And
Yeah.
so Radd is basically combining the visual aspect of content. So our product reviews are beautiful and visually appealing, but they're also measurable. So that's a very, very important aspect of product reviews that companies can now know exactly how powerful their reviews are.
Like, give me an example of what you mean. Like what type of give me an example of what Rad would do, just so I can visualize it.
Okay, so recently we launched Radd on Shopify. So
Yeah.
now Radd can be independently integrated to online brands. And what brands are doing is basically opening up the option for customers to upload reviews as videos.
Ah,
Yeah,
interesting.
that's our core business. The premium option is to also host a live broadcast, which is a very, very cool tool for influencers collaborating with brands to hold live sessions directly inside their online stores and boost conversions by hundreds of percentages. And so those are the main uses of our product. There's a lot more. I just
Yeah.
wanna, I'm
Gotcha.
just giving you the nutshell of it. Yeah.
So basically, you're saying that it allows people to review products with videos, and that wasn't the case before Rad came. People were just writing reviews, right? They were or pictures. Um,
Yeah, there are reviewing tools, and they're mostly text-based and
mm,
star rating that we usually know of. Our unique value proposition is the fact that it's video-based, that
gotcha.
it's data-driven and authenticated. So obviously, it cannot be a fake review if it's a video review.
Got you. Interesting. That definitely makes sense. People love to see videos of stuff. People need videos of everything. So
Very,
that makes a lot of sense. Now,
yeah.
when did you start this company, or when did the idea come to you, like originally?
So Radd is actually my second startup. My
Oh
first
wow.
startup, yeah, my first startup was in fashion. I tried to do image recognition to fashion items that I saw and wanted to see additional options to. It was a bit early on for such a pretentious kind of idea,
Yeah.
but I learned a lot, and I was waiting to find the right idea for me that combined kind of my specialty, and Radd was the perfect idea, I thought, and also in the right time, because when I came up with the idea to turn product reviews into something different, it was exactly when kind of stories came out, and
Yeah.
it was a perfect combination. Also, video is boosting like crazy. Like people
Yeah.
are, people prefer to see reviews on video. That's
Of course.
a fact by now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now, how many years ago did you start Radd?
I started Radd 3 years ago.
Oh, okay. So that's actually a perfect timing. Then TikTok came about, all these things. Everyone is obsessed with videos now. So this makes a lot of sense.
Exactly.
Now, so coming from 3 years ago to now, what have you like, tell me like maybe some stories that happened, some of the challenges or some of the successes that you've seen. Like, I know it's very hard. I've seen so many people starting startups. The fact that you had the second startup is something that really worked is amazing, because a lot of people, I've seen so many people, they started multiple startups and it didn't work, it didn't work, it didn't work. Finally it did. So tell me about like some stories or some stuff you want to share about like just starting a startup like yours.
So I think what we did, that was smart, is that we didn't just develop the product and just then one day launched it and hoped for someone to like it.
Yeah.
We actually worked with customers, and pretty large customers, from very early on as design partners, and we developed the product alongside with them from very early on in our history. So I really think that was something that helped us move in a very strong way. The design partners that we partnered up with were huge believers in us as a team, in the technology. They sensed that they wanted a different shopping experience that involved the customers, and it was the perfect solution for them. And they just helped us fine tune it and bring it and turn it into what it is today.
Wow.
And actually by now, so we put a lot of effort in the product, and right now is a really exciting time for us to shift from product development to sales and to scale. And so that is exactly where we are right now.
Wow, amazing. So you really, this is a very exciting time for Radd. Now, tell me about the company. How many employees are there? Like, do you have, I'm assuming you have developers. It's computer-based technology. Tell me
Yes.
about like, tell me, first of all, do you do some of the technology part, or do you have a team? Like, how do you delegate?
Yeah, so we're 8 by now, so we're still small,
Yeah.
but we grow with time.
Yeah.
We have a Shopify developer, a full stack developer, my co-founder is leading the tech. We have UX designer, we have graphic designer. So we're still small, but we're not just a founding team.
Yeah.
And we're now scaling very nicely on Shopify and partnering up with large enterprises. So it's we're in a good place, I hope.
It seems like, I mean, Shopify is a really huge company. Now, how did it come about with Shopify? Did you reach out to them? Did they reach out to you? Like, this is pretty big. It's pretty big to be on Shopify.
Shopify is one of the biggest e-commerce platforms. So the way it works is there's a very kind of technical procedure to integrate with Shopify. So it's not like I need to personally talk to anyone in order to integrate the product into Shopify. It's very technical. It's not an easy journey anymore. I think I understood it used to be, but for an app or a platform today to be integrated into Shopify, you of course need developers who know the job. And yeah, I think it worked out very well for us because it's a really good fit for Radd. Because we want to make it as easy as possible for the brands to be able to use the platform on their own. So Yeah, until today we did the integrations, and by now it's just a product that can be downloaded on Shopify for any kind of brand, Shopify brand.
Wow. And I think once you got into Shopify, it validates that you guys are good. Like people see it on Shopify, they're like, okay, this company is real. Like, because if they accepted it, then obviously it works. So that's, no, I'm saying that's really cool. That's like, I like that. Now,
I do think that it's a very good sign for a company to be integrated into Shopify. It's not just another app anymore, but of course we have a lot of work on our hands still.
Yeah. So how do you guys make money? Do you guys like, is it subscription to Shopify? Do they pay you or per download? Like, what do you guys like? How do you, yeah.
So it's a SaaS company. We have a SaaS-based monthly plan business model. So companies that integrate us on Shopify can choose one of the 3 plans there. And for more advanced features, they would need to contact us for a customized plan. But that is mostly for the enterprises that we usually operate with directly.
Gotcha. So it's the customer choosing to pay, or let's say Radd, in order to get the videos, in order to see live product reviews, or to upload videos themselves, to see, to see what the products are, right?
So the customers can choose which one of the plans would work best for them. It's either they choose to upload videos, that's the simplest form of Radd, or they can choose a plan where their customers would upload the customer reviews or video-based reviews. And then they have the live option, which is the premium option to allow influencers to hold live sessions.
Interesting. Now, tell me, what do the customers like say about Radd? Like, do they love it? Like, or like, what do they say about this type of? Are they like, why hasn't this been around before? Like, what are they saying about it?
Yeah, so each kind of brand is utilizing Radd in the way that fits them best. Yes, the customers are loving the fact that it's authentic reviews. There's no other option. The fact that it's data driven, that's super important for the brands. Of course, they have an analytics dashboard where they see the entire funnel of the stories. They can see how many views, how many clicks, how many purchases were done via the story videos, and also the same for the live sessions. You can see exactly which items were bought during the live session. That's super important. A super important option. It's not usually the case with the product reviews, of course. And they can also see the analytics for each and every story. So that's also super unique. And it looks like a Netflix of stories on their dashboard. It's super cool. And they can drag and drop it as they'd like. And of course, the stories can be displayed anywhere on the site. So that's also very cool for them. They can display it on top of homepage, on top of any product page, on top of checkout page. And now our stories are becoming more and more sophisticated and smart, because now we're starting to personalize them. So each and every customer meets a completely different set of stories in accordance with their shopping history. So if you buy something, you come back to a site, you will see stories that meet the criteria of what you usually like, the colors, the sizes, and soon you'll also be able to see story reviews that were uploaded by your friends and people that live near you. So we're moving forward very fast, and the product is becoming more and more interesting with time. So that's very cool.
I see it's extremely personalized shopping. Like you see all this, and I can imagine being on any website, anything, clothing, any company. You just open the website, you're looking at clothing, and there's videos on the side of people wearing it. You have your friends showing a video of them trying it on. I could see like that is actually that's the next level of shopping right there.
That's
Like
exactly.
I see it. I'm like, I imagine myself shopping and seeing just videos and pictures and like I see it all there, personalized to me. That that's pretty cool. Wow.
Thank you. That's why
Yeah.
we're going with Radd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's yeah. That really is something that people love. Now, tell me about any in the past 3 years, right? Have you had any like real challenges or anything that was like something that was hard, like you had to like work through? Anything that you could think of? Because I know there's always stuff with startups. There's always something that goes wrong or something you have to change. Anything you could think of?
Well, of course, the pandemic hit when we were pretty early on, so that was an interesting challenge for us.
Yeah.
We were actually in New York
Oh,
in the beginning of 2020, like
oh,
January, wait, March
yeah,
2020, and we were in New York for for first accelerator that we took part in.
yeah,
And we just raised our first investment, and we were super, sorry, our second investment, we're super excited. And we started collaborating with US brands.
yeah,
And on March 9th, New York closed,
yes,
shut down, and we had to go back to Israel. And the program became remote. So,
oh,
of course, it was a huge challenge, but then it was an amazing experience. Of course, well, not the pandemic, of course,
yeah,
that wasn't a good thing not for many people, but business-wise, it worked out well for us. E-commerce became, one of the biggest industries or fastest growing, and it was challenging, of course,
yeah,
but it was also an opportunity for us at the same time.
yeah. Well, because everyone just starts shopping online more, and obviously, the better experience you can get online, that's what everyone wants.
Exactly. It's also that everyone started shopping online, and it's also on the brand side that many brands went online.
Ah,
So a lot of brands, even very famous brands that did
right.
not have a digital presence or did not think it was important enough to create a digital presence, now everyone went online. And so our business grew with that as well.
Interesting. Now, where's the company located? Where's the headquarters? What
We're
city?
located in Israel,
Yeah, in what city?
in Tel Aviv, and in Haifa.
Tel Aviv. Okay, so you have 4 people in Tel Aviv, 4 people in Haifa.
Something like that. We're also
Yeah,
remote.
I love that.
Hybrid model.
Now, what's it like? What's it like working and owning a company, like being a CEO of a company in Israel? Like, people are perceptive, people like it. Like, just give me a little bit of like what when you come. Let's say you came to New York, right? You're an Israeli startup, right? They love you. They don't like what do people think?
Do you mean when I go abroad
Yeah,
with
like
my?
yeah, like what's like the companies from Israel, right? So are they excited? Are people excited about Israeli companies? Are they like who like what do people think? Do you see like the reaction?
Yeah, I think people are very supportive.
Yeah,
Israel is known to be a startup nation, and there's
amazing.
so many startups. Every time I go abroad, I was in Paris and in London recently for 2 conferences, and even if it's not an Israeli sponsored or it's not an event that was held by Israelis, there are so many Israeli startups nonetheless, and you see Israeli startups and everyone. I think that the feedbacks are really awesome.
Yeah,
People are very supportive.
I agree. There's the innovation and technology coming out of Israel is spellbounding. It's so I can't get enough of it. There's just so much. It's amazing. Wow. So you create this company. You're giving people personalized, basically videos and live reviews of products, everything. I'm thinking about clothing, but I guess it could go for everything, right? There's no limit.
Yes, it's absolutely sector agnostic. We're being contacted by sports companies and
Wow.
travel companies and food companies. So we don't have the capacity to do everything at once, but we definitely see a good fit for Radd for all kinds of sectors.
Got you. That makes complete sense. There's no, I don't see any sector that wouldn't want personalized videos for their customers to see. There's nothing, why wouldn't you want that?
Exactly.
Now, okay, so this company's, it's small-ish and it started 3 years ago, but it seems like the idea really makes sense and people like it. What do you see the company looking like long-term? Like, what's your vision for the company? What do you, in 10 years, 20 years, like, what do you see it looking like?
I think it will be a very big startup working with many enterprises and also a few, at least a few e-commerce platforms, because we started out with Shopify, but there are so many e-commerce platforms today that are super successful. And we're now starting to think about the next platform that we will integrate with. Of course, platforms is a really good opportunity because the integration becomes super simple.
Yeah.
And so it's a good go-to-market option for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are kind of that is right. I don't know exactly what is going to happen, but we definitely intend to grow.
Wow. I see it changing. It's a game changer for shopping anywhere online. What I see is, listen, I just heard about the company right now. I see it being a new way, not a new way of shopping. This is going to be the new, every company is going to have to now provide this in order to stay on top, because people want to, if people get used to shopping with videos, they're not going to want to go to a website without the videos. They're going to be like, where are the videos? I want to see my friend wearing it. I want to see people showing me the product. And if they don't get that, they're not, so I think they're going to need to get it. And every company, I see it's changing the way we shop. That's what I see. And the fact that Shopify agrees means that it's true. So I think that I'm going to be seeing it soon everywhere I go online, I hope. And in the future, like, there doesn't seem a reason to not have this. I don't see why companies wouldn't. So you create something really cool.
Thank you so much. I really think it's a win-win for everyone. The shoppers enjoy a much more interesting way to shop, and the brands get a seamless way to boost the power and the voice of their customers. And so it's a win-win.
It is.
We're proud. Thank you.
Well, Sivan, thank you so much for being on the podcast, for explaining your company really well. I 100% get what you guys do, and I love the product and the vision, and I can't wait to see it everywhere I shop online, and I'm very excited to see where you guys go.
It was really a pleasure to speak to you, Shal. Thank you so much, and good luck with your podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.